Hey everybody, hope you are doing well. Yesterday we talked about our adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing, and also our substitution, our plugging it in. Today we're going to talk about composition. So we're taking one function and plugging it into a completely different function. So we're plugging a function into a function. So that is what composition is. So we're combining two functions by substituting one function's formula in place of x in each other's function. So this is a very good, concise definition. You kind of have an example here, basic idea. We're going to use f of x and g of x and substitute that in notation. So what you just did, we're going to do them later. F of g of x or f of g of x, they mean the same thing. This is read f composed of or with g, meaning you're going to plug g into f. So what does the open circle mean in a function notation? It means composed of or with. What does the closed circle mean? Multiply. So two different things. Open circle means you're composing, it's a composition. Closed circle means you are multiplying. All right, now we're going to use this chart above first just to kind of fill it out, kind of looking at a bunch of different things. So here I have this chart. So f of 1, I'm going to look at 1. So remember, this is composed, I have f of x. So when 1 is x, what is y? Is what this is asking. So I'm going to go up here. Where is f1? Here. So my answer here is going to be -1. Next, this is saying what is g, when g is -1, what is it? So here, g of -1, so my answer here is -2. Those should be arrows. Now, I'm going to do a function within a function. So first, I'm going to do f of 2. Okay, so f of 2, I look here, here's 2, so that's going to equal -3. So what that tells me is what I want to find now is I want to find g of -3 because I'm going to substitute this in. So I know f of 2 is -3. So I'm going to take that -3, I'm going to plug it into g. So I'm going to look at g, g is -3 here, so my answer here is going to be 1. So what that is saying is that g of f of 2 is 1. So this is our composition. So we're plugging functions into other functions. All right, we're going to always work our way inside out here. So g of 0, if I look here, 0 is 2. So that tells me I want to find f of 2 to get my answer. So f of 2 is -3. So you're not plugging 0 into f at all in this scenario. All right, now g of -1, so g of -1, I find -1 here, g is 2. I'm sorry, f of -2. So now I want to find f of, I should write that out for you. So g of -1, I found that is -2. So that tells me I need to plug in -2 into f. So -2 here is here. So my answer here is 3. And then the last one, erase this out of the way. I want to find f of -1. So f of -1 is 1. So let's find g of 1. Come up here, g of 1, there is no 1. So there is no solution here. So, and then anytime I get that, I always double check it. So f of -1, I did get 1. So now I want to go g of 1. There is no 1 for g, so it is no solution. Cool? All right, now let's look at it using a graph. We're going to do the same thing. So here, I want to work my way inside out. So g of 1, so when this is my g graph. So when x is 1 on g, my y value is -1. So we come over here, f of -1 now. I come over here, my f graph, -1 is -3. And that's my answer there. So g of -2. So I'm going to look here, -2 on x. So g is 0. So let's find f of 0 now. 0, f is -2. So we're working our way inside out, trying to get our solutions. So this one, I got f of 0. So f of 0 is -2. because when my x is 0, my y is -2. So now I got to plug that in. So same function again, f of -2. I'm going to come over here, -1, -2. So my answer here is actually going to be -1. So when you're doing it twice, it might not give you to the same answer. So nerds like me, it's pretty fun. And then the last one, I'm going to work my way inside out. So f of -3, -1, 2, 3 is 1. So let's find g of 1. G of 1 is -1. We are done. So you got your charts and your graph. I guess technically example 1 is a list, but list, charts, graphs, they are all done the same thing. Work your way inside out. Now functions are a little bit more difficult. So we're taking a function and plugging it inside a function. This will take you a little bit to understand, but I think we will be okay. If you need to pause this and go back and forth, please do. So what I like to do is I'm working my way inside out. So I'm going to start with g of, I'm going to write f of x in here. So 5x plus 2. Let me get another sheet so I can see it, so I can keep flipping back and forth. All right, so 5x plus 2. So now what that is saying is when I have my g of x, just like we did yesterday, x is replaced with 5x plus 2. So what I do to the left side, I have to do to the right side. So I'm going to start writing my g equation. So I got 2 over, and that's going to be a 5x plus 2 instead of x, and a minus 1. Then all you have to do is simplify. So 2 over 5x. 2 minus 1 is just 1. So that is my answer. And remember, x cannot, the denominator cannot equal 0. So x cannot equal 1/5. I get that by 5x plus 1 equals 0. So x equals -1/5. So I also want to tag that along. All right. And I'm going to zoom in now. You can write those down. You can pause it. I have another list of them next to me, so I don't have to keep looking back and forth. So this is the same thing as saying j of h of x. So I'm going to go ahead and write h of x in, so that's 3x minus 4. And I'm going to plug this into j wherever there is an x. So square root 3x minus 4 plus 2. So the purple is your j. I plugged in the orange, which is my h, just to kind of help you out. So if you want this, that's j of x. Now, nothing I can simplify here. So this is my final answer. If you want to get technical, 3x minus 4, you can't take the square root of a negative without an I. So x has to be greater than 4/3. Whoops. I'm not going to be super picky about that, but it's just a habit. All right, now this is a number, so we're good to go here. So this is h of j of 4. So let's work our way inside out. So let us find j of 4 first. So square root of 4 plus 2. Square root of 4 is 2. So j of 4 is going to equal 4. Now let's find h of 4, because my answer is here, so I'm plugging that one in. So h of 4h is 3 times 4 minus 4. 12 minus 4, which is 8. And I got my composition here. So I'm plugging one in to the other. All right, f of g of x. So f of g of x here is 2 over x minus 1. So now I'm going to start writing f, and wherever I see an x, I'm going to plug in the 2 over x minus 1. So I got 5. This, so you see I plugged that in my only x here. Let me do this over so you can see it again. So f of x, just kind of give you another look at it, is 5x plus 2. So wherever there is an x, I'm going to plug in that purple. So I got 5, 2 over x minus 1 plus 2. So that's what I have, just so you can kind of see the difference. So when I simplify now, 5, I can put that over 1. So I got 10 over x minus 1 plus 2. I'm okay if you leave it like this. And remember, x cannot equal 1. You could get a common denominator, but that's for another lesson. And we can go from there. All right, because that's our adding rational lesson. So h of j of x. So I'm going to work my way inside out. So h of j of x is square root of x plus 2. So h of x, just so you can see it again, is 3x minus 4. So I got 3 square root of x plus 2 minus 4. So I'm going to distribute this. So 3 square root of x plus 6 and then minus 4. So 3 square root of x plus 2 is my answer. I don't know why I put a 6 there. And x has to be greater than or equal to 0. And we're done. All right, lastly, you see the compositions, they're backwards. They're not the same thing, so we can't just flip-flop them. That's the point of this. All right, g of 2, let's find this one first. That's a real bad 2, but it is what it is. So 2 over 2 minus 1, 2 over 1, which is 2. Let's find f of 2 now, because I'm going to take that 2, plug it in, work my way inside out. So 5 times 2 plus 2 is not 8, it is 12. And we are good to go. So a composition, the biggest thing, make sure you are working your way inside out. So you're starting with the inside, simplifying best you can, plug it in, keep working your way outside. If we do 2 or 3 at a time, it's still done the exact same way. You just work your way inside out. Today we do have a quick check that's going to go over our substitutions, our add, subtract, multiply, and divide, and our compositions. So make sure you're taking the time, you're working through those multiple choice. You got multiple opportunities. I'm going to start giving you unlimited opportunities. I'm going to start checking it for accuracy as well, because I have a lot of people going too fast and not taking it seriously. They're just clicking just to click. So make sure you're taking your time, you're working through it. If you need multiple opportunities, I'll give you your highest grade. It does tell me how long you're spending, so it should take you a few minutes, not like 30 seconds to work through it. So hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. If you need anything, please let me know. I'll be glad to work through anything further. Other than that, enjoy it, and I will talk to you later.